Evening, John.
Evening, Jimmy. Noise complaint.
Noise complaint. You, working again?
No, just sorting some stuff out.
Hello, I am Aoyalaipe, and I like to hop into top tier matches in War Thunder and then personally kill the entire enemy team by myself. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so one of the main requests I've gotten has been a video explaining and showing a super down tier, which is a thing. Did you know that you can get a more than 1.0 down tier in War Thunder? The biggest down tier possible is actually 1.3, shave 1.3 off of the plane you have. And as soon as I realized that had happened on this map, I was like, yeah, they're all gonna die, all of them. And as you can tell from the chat that's gonna be coming later in this video, they didn't feel it was fair when I killed dozens of them in a row without dying. And this wasn't just due to the down tier thing, I also compounded it by playing like a complete weasel. I promise you, at no point in this video will you see an honorable dogfight. I actually have some new extra dirty tactics to show you this match, and I mean, none of this is technically cheating, but it sure felt like it to these guys. So here I am in this 13.7 F15J Kai, yet I'm in a 12.3 to 13.3 BR match. The reason this is possible is because in arcade, your whole battle rating has a lineup which can theoretically be one notch lower than your best plane. The specifics of how this is calculated is actually incredibly convoluted, but the two things that really trip people up is that first, if one of your top 3 planes has a BR way lower than all the others, that will increase your battle rating. And if you're confused by what I just said, that's because it's asinine and nonsensical, but it's how the game works. The second is that if you have just one plane in your lineup, you will always get one notch lower. So that lets you turn a 13.7 plane into a 13.3 plane, and that's a trade worth taking if you are able to shoot down the entire enemy team by yourself without dying, because then you only need the one plane, right? Now, while having a one plane lineup is the simplest way to do this, it's far from the only way. You can design full lineups with lots of planes around doing this, but it's just here, just pause the video and read these written instructions if you want to know the specifics, because as I said, it's surprisingly convoluted, and this also means that, for example, planes that are 12.7 are garbage and realistic at the moment because they're always up tier to face 13.7s. You have to wait till 14.0s come out before you can have fun with your 12.7s. But in arcade, you can have fun with them right now. You can design a 12.3 lineup around your 12.7s, and then they turn into absolute monsters because they're the king of their battle ratings. Unless, of course, some chucklefuck wanders in with an F-15 and kills everyone before you're able to stop him, you know? Welcome to arcade, it's a bit madness. So anyways, every once in a while, even if you have a 13.7 jet, you will get a really nasty down tier for doing this. And this was that down tier. It's one of the weakest down tiers I've ever seen. So when the enemy players were like, how did he get an F-15 in here? That's how. Now you know. The enemy team does have some Fox 3 carriers themselves, but they're mostly Iranian F-14s, which barely count. And their JF-17s, which is the only Fox 3 jet you can buy for money. So neither of those jets are generally flown by people who know what they're doing. But I'm going to kill them first anyways, just so I don't have to take any chances. And once I did that, I was able to effectively outrange all of the enemy players, and the trap started to set in. Now, a lot of you will say, but Aoyalaipe, it isn't possible to defeat Fox 3 jets without Fox 3s. It's just completely, it's just so far, it's impossible. And okay, fine, quick tangent. So right here is the F-15J. It's the plain old 13.0 F-15 we've had for like a year. And here it is in a full up tier against a team full of max tier Fox 3 jets. And poof, it's gone. I just massacred that entire up tier with this thing. And you know, now back to this match, now I am the up tier. Like it or not, this is in large part a skill issue. Specifically the skill of situational awareness. At battle ratings this high up, especially in arcade with a gajillion missiles flying around, that's what trips people up. As planes get missiles with longer and longer ranges, your situational awareness problem increases exponentially. Specifically this exponent. Well, technically it'd be this exponent since we're talking about a sphere, but they're not evenly distributed throughout the sphere, so let's keep things simple and use a circle. You see, if you're just looking around for incoming attacks, that's easy when you can only be killed guns from half a kilometer away. So plug that into pi r squared, the area of that circle is 0.79 kilometers. once missiles can hit you from, say, 8 kilometers away, the area of that circle has increased by a very small 25,000%. So you kind of need a different plan if you want to know what's going on, and that's what makes this map really, really powerful. You see, this isn't a flat map, this isn't a mountain map, this is a valley map. That means that, first of all, most of the enemy team is just going to be funneled into the valley, and because I have long-range missiles, that valley forms a giant kill zone for me. I can just sit at the edge of the map in cover and kill people with long-range ambushes. People who haven't figured this out yet are definitely food. If you've seen my very first Fox 3 video, the 22 kill spam ram game, it's basically the exact same concept. It's just different presentation, different map, different visuals. But all of this begs the real question.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Yes, what happens when they decide they really, really want to kill me? They want to stop me. Well, basically, you find out who's attacking you by using the map to figure out who can attack you, and then extrapolating who is attacking you based on that. It tells you where to look. And then you also use various tools to make sure that no one you can't see on the map can attack you. And that's why I spent most of the match in this exact spot. If they come through this big valley here, I can see them and kill them because there's no cover. However, if they circle around from the left side, there is more cover, but they will have to pass through an open area right in front of my spawn, so they will be seen on the map. And that's why I'm checking the menu so much. I'm making sure people aren't sneaking up on me from the left side. The enemy team's only approach that gives both cover and concealment is right here along these mountains. So I don't need to watch a huge circle, I just need to watch right here for people sneaking into the hills, trying to, weave their way through the hills and counter ambush me. And as you can tell from these red dots where I used to be, there were some people who came through the hills and tried to do exactly that to kill me. But I saw them enter the hills in the first place because I was specifically looking for that because that was going to be their only option to actually get me. So then I flew over my own team's spawn to these new hills over here, and now there's several mountains between me and my would-be assassins. They don't know where I am anymore, but even if they did, they have to fly through this open area here, or this slightly less open area over here that's filled with AAA cover. So now if they don't die to one of the million random things I threw in their way, I always have the option of circling back to counter ambush them. As I said, they don't know where I am anymore. The hunter becomes the hunted becomes the hunter. Welcome to Top Tier Air Arcade. So to put all of this in plain English, I figured out how to corner camp on a circular map and then defeat the enemy players by spawn camping my own team. If you see a guy and think you should honorably dogfight him, you're in the wrong place. If you see a guy and think, hey, if I throw sand in his eyes and kick him in the nuts, that'll make it a lot easier to shove him into the punji trap, then welcome home. Top Tier Air Arcade is for you. So this, of course, begs the question, how do they kill me? How could they kill me? And the answer is they don't. I murdered their whole team without dying. Spoiler alert. It's the same plot twist in every video. Okay, but basically the best way to kill me in this scenario would be to have 2 hit teams to sneak across both the left and right side of the map at the same time undetected to pincer attack me. But that's pretty tricky to organize in a random public lobby, and even trickier to pull off. You can use my tactics to kill lots of people, but knowing what to do when they come for you is very tricky. Like, killing everyone is hard, getting away with it is really, really hard. If you just follow my videos on a surface level, you'll understand how to use tactics to kill lots of people. But you're still gonna have a tricky time escaping, revenge and vengeance. Personally, I have to be in the zone and in a really bloodthirsty mindset to keep track of all of these moving pieces so that I can just kill everyone without dying. Most of the time, I'm just grinding. I'll just chill out, kill a bunch of people, then I'll die, and then I'll hop in a new plane because I brought my whole lineup, and I just don't care if I die. I mean, if I feel like putting in effort, you will know. But in the meantime, coming back to this match, the enemy team has thinned out pretty hard, so now I can come out from cover much more than I have previously in the match, gain some altitude much more than I have previously in the match, and then just use my HMD to click on people and kill them. If I'm high up in the air, my missiles will angle over most cover they have, so there's no hiding from me at this point. Like, they're all gonna die. Missiles don't go through mountains, but that's not gonna be an option for you if the guy's right above you. There's not gonna be a mountain in the way. Quick side note for a finish thought, but you can see the enemy team's internal chat messages if you pull the replay off of Gaijin's website. You sometimes can't see them if you pull it out of the replay in the actual game client. So the enemy team, as you can see, is going to start complaining, and I'll just start rolling their own chat in the bottom left because it is kind of funny. But anyways, the reason I wasn't gaining altitude and coming way far out of cover before is that a wall of Fox 1 Raider missiles is actually scarier than a wall of Fox 3 Raider missiles. That's because Fox 3s have been tuned down a bit so they aren't gratuitously overpowered. But on a technical level, it's actually harder to dodge a Fox 1 Raider missile than a Fox 3 Raider missile. It's just much rarer to encounter a wall of Fox 1 Raider missiles because you have to piss off a lot of people to have a wall of them get shot at you in the first place. And I mean, if you run around killing absolutely everyone in sight, that does tend to piss everyone off, but generally speaking, anything short of that won't be sufficient to initiate the response. But now I can't face a wall of Fox 1 Raider missiles because I've run most of the enemy players straight out of the lobby. So there can't be a wall, there aren't enough people to make a wall of them. And now comes a tactic I mentioned in my Fox 3 Survival Guide. You see, now there's few enough players that I can always make sure I have at least one missile headed towards all of them at the same time. If they choose to dodge my missile, they'll have to turn away from it, but that breaks the radar lock on me, so their missile ain't gonna hit me. However, if they choose not to dodge the missile and just go straight for, you know, a demonetized word attack where you auto-unalive yourself, kamikaze attack, they go for a kamikaze attack, which again is something that tends to happen if you've killed like 24 people in a row. Then all I have to do is turn around after they launch their missile at me, because if I turn around and they don't dodge the missile, my Fox 3 will kill them before their missile hits me, and that will also break their lock because they blew up. Now, as you can see, the enemy team has started talking amongst themselves about how I absolutely have to be cheating. Specifically, they hone in on my reload time. They think I have some sort of instant reload cheat. That is incorrect, but I certainly understand why they would think that. The F-15J Kai, or technically the F-15JM, but everyone calls it the J Kai, has 8 Fox 3s. And I'm firing multiple missiles at each individual enemy player because there are so few left. And also, if you launch multiple Fox 3 missiles at someone with different firing solutions, it goes from very hard to dodge them to almost impossible, and I don't see a reason why I should take any chances. So it certainly feels like endless missiles to them. To make matters worse, I also have the highest possible reload speed on this plane. I even put an ace crew on it, because Gaijin gives me golden eagles to make content, and here's your content, Gaijin! Like, you guys can report me to Gaijin all you want, but I don't think you understand. Gaijin isn't gonna ban me for killing you. Gaijin sent me to kill you. Plot twist. I mean, fighting me can be really rough sometimes. So I eventually point out that I murder up tiers as well, and that gets a laugh. You see, it's actually harder to get a huge body count in a down tier because people leave way faster because it feels unfair. If you massacre an up tier, people keep thinking they will be able to get you, so they'll keep spawning in, and there's more targets for you to shoot down, and you can get much higher body count. Although to be fair, the F-15J Kai is at the highest possible battle rate at the moment. So I can't get an up tier with it. I am the up tier. Also, because I plugged this team, I went ahead and plugged my channel as well because I thought that's kind of a funny thing to do. Now, anyways, I did, however, use this plane and some even dirtier tactics to mess with squadron people. I think I promised to make that video this week, but then I didn't because I felt like making this one instead. I'll probably save that squadron video for after the patch. So it's something to look forward to. Now, I've barely said anything about the F-15J Kai itself yet, and that's because it's a perfect plane, it's amazing in all respects, and it has no downsides. It's just an absolute unit. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just amazing. And apparently I got second place because sometimes in arcade scoring is a little bit funky. Anyways, that's that whole team dead. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment to feed the algorithm, and if you subscribe and ring the bell, you won't need to remember how to spell your LIPay next time you want to watch one of my videos.